NFT is?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So NFT is for non-fungible token for anyone who's watching this later, which just means I like to think about fungi and that they have spores and are reproducible. And so this token is non-fungible, which means it can't be reproduced. It exists within the blockchain and there is proof of its origin, which as artists is really cool because we could accompany an NFT with an original work. And I'm going to show you today how you can kind of make that happen with your NFTs here. So let's go to Scent. And I want to see. So this is what it looks like whenever you would go here. It's going to tell you to sign in. And the really cool thing about this is that this is made for creatives. It's something that is supposed to be intuitive for creatives, and I have the collect button and sent pages, so you can. I don't know how many people have the collect button right now, but you can get on the wait list for that, and you can install that on your own website, and they will help you. They will walk you through it. So there is a team of people to help you, which is nice. Um, so there are all kinds of different ways as artists that we can figure out how to use this to our advantage. Having it on our own website is really neat because you don't have to go to like some third party place and have it listed, and then your collectors have to go somewhere else. These are some different creators that are using it. And so it's sent, the mission is to enable anyone to make a creative income. So it's really well geared towards artists, and you can go and check all of this out later at scent.co. And let's go ahead. I'm going to switch over to this other window where I am already signed in. So this is that collect button code. I have my domain connected, and then I have this right here, and I installed this on my website. And they actually had a meeting with me and went through my website and helped troubleshoot some things that happened too, so it was really interesting like how helpful they were. I know that a lot of us, this isn't our main language that we speak all the time, so this was really nice to have like actual people to meet with and talk to, and they've followed up a few times too, like how's it going, how are you liking it. So then you have these collectibles on your website, which are NFTs, and this is where I go to my website. I just go in here and see this little thing here. It tells me that I am editing Incent, and this little Pinterest thing is very annoying. The code, whatever, for this Pinterest button shows up, but so you have to make sure you don't click on it, but you do click on these to view them. But I released a set of 100 different NFTs here in the Color Wave series. So they're all editions of one. And I have, let me see if I go here. So this tells me here just what it is. That this one hasn't been collected. The price was $5 and 20% royalties in the future too. So um, we'll get to that. So when you come in here, this is your dashboard. This just shows the last 7 days, and you can look at different kinds of history about your NFTs and your collectibles and what's happening with them, which is really cool. I put out this was about the video. I don't know if anybody had seen this, but this was the second update about the representations project. And I put this out as like you could actually collect this post if you wanted. 38 have been collected. It's not a super exciting thing as far as an NFT goes, but if you're part of this project and you collect this, and maybe in the future if it becomes something really cool that it could be worth something. I don't know. So you can control the minting here, and it tells me this NFT is live, and the limit on it was 10,000. So we also have this exclusive content, and then it shows these collectors, so you can see who collected it here. And I will go to my page. So if you've built any kind of website or social media thing, that you should be able to do this fairly easily. You have this page where you put your header and your name and a bio, and then you can put all your social links in here. So this really works like those link pages that everybody has in their social media. So you can put all of your stuff in here, and then additional links can go here that don't fit in those categories. And you can change these whenever you like. You can pick a background, it could be an image or a color, and then you have your text color and your background color and your NFTs. And this is going to show active ones, and you could also add any other of your NFTs that you've done. So these are all have all of the ones from my webpage in here as well. So if I wanted to share those here, I could do that as well. Um, any questions so far? Pretty easy, right? Doesn't look too hard. And then I have all of my releases here, so you can look at all of your NFTs right here. Okay, this is a super cool thing for artists. All right, so you can give away NFTs for free in exchange for an email. I've got 463 subscribers, which is 463 more subscribers than I had when I started this. So some have come and gone, but you can export this list and add it to your other email list for your website, or you can import other emails and put them in here. And then that way, whenever you release an NFT, it's going out to that email list right there. So your collectors will be notified. They'll get an email, and then they will also, it'll go to their inbox. And these are some people like I'm subscribed to. And so I can go down here. And then since I am all set up in Scent, I can just collect. Oh, look, you get 5 free NFTs per day. This one was created in Dolly. You can tell because it's got these little things right here. Um, but and they didn't really write much about it. It just has the title, the image, and then you can see how many there are and how many were collected. Um, but now I have this, and it goes to my collection. So these are all the NFTs I've collected. I have it set so that I collect the first NFT of every NFT that I release. You can do that as well. Um, and then you can also like send yourself a trial email from there. Scent does have a call for creators. So if you are watching this and you're an artist and you're interested, they do feature creators all the time. And the team there is super cool. Uh, Lots of enthusiasm for artists, which I love. So these are just some of the ones that I have collected. And let's see. Okay, so we have trying to find one that has like a nice small image. Okay. So we have these different buttons here on the ones we've collected. And this is to share. This is to transfer to an external wallet. So you can do this. So everything, all of the NFTs that people collect from you are on Scent automatically, which makes this like a really good place to start if you want people to collect that haven't ever collected. And I encourage everybody to just go on here and collect some of my NFTs that are free. I think I have a bunch for $5 too if you want to check out how the payment process works and everything. But you can put in an external address here. And so this is my MetaMask. I'm going to copy this and oops, where am I at? Here we go. And then I'm just going to paste it here. So I'm going to set this as my default. And it says here they're not responsible for it once it's transferred. But right now they're keeping it. Everything is safe there in Scent, and then we transfer it out. So I'll transfer this one to my wallet so we can see what that looks like. Let me find my window to admit. Feel like. Oh, here we go. Admit. Okay. There we go. Hey, Verona.
Hey there.
Couldn't
Had
find my window. I've got too many tabs open, but we are looking at sent. I'm going to close this one because we already looked there. I'm going to go to this, and here is the page. And I just, oh, that's from downloading my list. Um,
This
That's
is
another. Oh, was somebody going to say something?
no, I'm just I've I've arrived on my iPad because it wasn't working on my computer, so they're
Oh, okay.
all like crunched together,
Oh,
adjusting.
I
okay.
have a question.
Yeah.
Um, it- do you have to create the NFT on the computer, the artwork, or
No.
could it be a photo or like picture
Yeah,
of a
it
painting
can
or?
it can be a photo. I will show you the different things it can be. So let's look at this. This shows us where they're listed on OpenSea, and it shows that I own it. So they're automatically connected to OpenSea. So you do have NFTs that are on an NFT market, and they're just also listed there. You don't have to manage them there. You don't have to go there, but you can if you want. Um, let's go ahead and so this should tell us then if this one, where it is. View transfer. Okay, so this just shows this token transfer. This is really not anything. See, this is the nonsense I think about NFTs that people are like, what the heck? I don't want to deal with this. So I mostly just deal with Scent. But let's go ahead and close that out. Um, I mostly deal with Scent because it's easy. And if you want to move things to your wallet and connect to other things that you need to have your wallet connected for, you can. So this one you can see I've got, I did this and I have text and I have links and then I have a video and I have an image, more links, and this is an NFT. So this is a collectible. You could make your newsletters collectible essentially. But let's go to our dashboard. Oh, and so if we go, we see our page here, our releases, and we have all these different things we went through here. So we're going to go to release NFT, this big green button, and this is what it looks like when you go to create it. So we'll give it a title. Um, we'll do, gosh, sorry if you hear my dog. I may have to go close the door. I've been trying not to shut her out because she just shakes and gets really upset that I've shut her out of the room. Um, okay.
I don't hear her, so.
Okay, good. Let me, yeah, if she gets loud, I'll just have to jump off and go close her out. We have someone else joining, so let me find that window. Jean Grey. Okay. All right, so we're here to release our NFT. We'll put representations project, and we'll put number one. So we'll just give it a title, and then we could add some text. I'm just going to skip that for right now, but we can do any text, images, audio files, videos, embed media, playlists from Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube. So you can put an entire playlist of something in here. And it is this easy. So let me just find desktop, NFT demo. These are pretty big. I wanted to try them though to see if I could do something larger. File wise, it might be too large. It seems like it might be because it's taking so long. So, um, I might have to do it as the smaller file here, and then we could attach the larger file here if we wanted to. So this attach exclusive content. We could do a message or a file. So if you wanted to sell an artwork and you want to list it this way, you could have on here additional content that's only available to the collectors. So what this would be could be a file. Um, you could make this into a contact form and say, okay, you've purchased the NFT and you get the original piece as well. So the NFT can be for, to establish the provenance of your artwork. And then you can actually say, all right, I need you now that you've purchased this to contact me with your shipping information, or something like that. So this can be one way that you could sell original pieces, or you could also have some sort of project that you need funded, and you could ask people to support you this way, and then you could attach a file here that they get certain, I don't know, certain information if they help support you. Um, it could be like I don't know, if you wanted to do like a meet and greet with people who are supporting you at a certain level to give them some sort of art coaching session or a special artist talk. But this is, we can get really creative with this part right here. This is sort of, you could do anything, and have this. I mean, you could also just have a small file and then attach something larger. Um, but I hope you see the way we could be creative about that. So then gives us the preview over here of what this looks like. I don't know what that dinging is. Oh, Jean Grey. Yes, yes. I think it's really interesting that we can be so creative with this platform. And I think that a lot of people are like, why the heck would I ever want to do an NFT? What is it about them that, like, what are they? Why would I want them? I think for traditional artists using like paint, that's a very good question. And so this is one way that, that could happen. Um, let's see here. Okay, so we have our image, and then we could add other things here. That's for your playlists, music, and then we could have that exclusive message or file. But everything looks good here with this, so we're gonna go ahead and I'll just click next, and then we can see what that looks like here. We can change the background, and then we could change our text. We've got Okay, so you can pick from these colors, or you can go here and pick a color. So we'll leave this like this. And then this is the part where you're going to set everything up. So send an email to subscribers. Your 463 subscribers will receive this post via email, and they'll also get that in their inbox there if they have a sent profile. And then we can set to collect the first NFT. This will just automatically collect the first one and put it in our collection. Um, and then we have the limit, so we can go ahead and say we'll put a limit of 100 on this one, and then
Excuse me, Jen, when you
yeah,
collect the first one, does that cost you or how? Okay.
no. So right now, you can do a lot of things on Scent at no cost. I don't know if it will always be that way. They want to make it really affordable, but I know that there are fees involved that we are not dealing with right now. So if we do sell things, that is great for everybody using this platform. Um, but yeah, to collect that first one, there's no cost. That is a good question. So we can set the owner of the collection. I have my wallet. I add address in here, but I don't have to put that. So if you don't have a wallet, you can just let that be there. Um, and then secondary royalties, we'll put 20%, and anything that may be collected for free now and sold later on, then that 20% would go to my wallet here, which is why I would want to set that since I have it. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to keep track of, um, in the future if we don't have a wallet to connect it to. our Cent wallet does have mine's connected to Stripe, and so that's sort of how that works without crypto. So I get payments just from Stripe as like or PayPal just as a into my bank account. So there's no you don't have to know anything about crypto. You don't have to use it. This just works with regular dollars and really cents. But the fees involved really make it that $5 is the minimum that you can set for that right now because they did want to offer NFTs for cents, but it was a little bit too much to figure out right now with all of the fees involved. So, but that'd be really cool in the future. Okay, so we have our royalty set, and then we can set a sale price. They said it starts at $5. I'm just not going to set one. And then we can do archive previous releases. So I like to do this to keep my page fresh. Um, it will just archive that last one that we looked at. So we'll click confirm and then next. And this shows us what this is going to look like, what our royalty is set at, supply. We can send a test email if we like, or we can just click publish. And this shows you here that your subscribers are going to receive that email. You can send a test to yourself to see what it looks like. This post will be collectible at my page here, jenpalmerart.scent.co. And then an NFT is minted to each person that collects it. Once it's minted, it cannot be edited or removed. So that's the big thing to know is like once you do this, you can't edit it, you can't go back and change it. So do make sure, do go ahead on your first couple that you ever do, click and send a test email to yourself. If you get here and you're like, wait, you can always click not yet. We're going to click publish. And that's that. That's our NFT. So once you get your scent stuff set up, this is now, I would encourage you, if you're watching, go to Instagram and you can go to my users at Jen Palmer Art and go click on my link in my bio and it'll take you to my scent page. I have it set up that way. And then collect this while we're here. And if you have any questions, then you can just let me know. But I kind of want you to see how easy it is to collect one of these. Is anybody collecting right now?
In the process.
Okay.
Code, I think.
Hmm?
I think it sends you a code to plug in once you
Yeah,
press.
you have to do something with your email first, and then once you submit your email and click subscribe, then you can collect it.
Yeah, now I've successfully subscribed.
Okay.
I collected one.
Yay! So another way to use this is if you did like an artist talk somewhere and you wanted to do like an exclusive little collectible for people. I forget what they call it, but there's an actual term for like if you went to a conference and you know how they give you like swag bags at conferences, like instead of something like that, you could all get a collectible. So you could make that somewhere that, you know, while you're there, like you release it and everybody that's there can collect it right away. Um, which is kind of cool because then you have this thing, it's sort of more about the memory and a collectible. It's like a concert ticket stub or something of that nature. So it doesn't always have to be something that's like meant to make money. It can just be something fun that helps people feel connected to you as an artist and what you do.
So now that I've collected it, where do I
Mhm.
like find it?
So you should go, it automatically creates your own little, it's not a creator profile for Scent, but it creates your Scent wallet. And then if you go to, I'm not sure, does it send you an email?
Let me just check. I have a
Because there should be a link somewhere to tell you where to go to
oh,
your
sense.
wallet.
That was the code again. Um, Nothing's been emailed yet.
Okay. Was there a link?
There was just the code to subscribe
Okay.
was sent, and that's all that I have in my email.
Okay. Can you click that somewhere? Does it take you to like a portal that is scent.co's page? Mine looks a little different because I have the, like, I'm already as a creator.
Well, it's the code to subscribe. So
Okay.
once I subscribe, then I press collect, and then it said I collected, but then I didn't know
Where
where
that goes.
that.
Yeah, it does give you something. Let me see if I can go to a different profile here and we can look at that. Let me if I go to, trying to think which one of these is not okay.
Maybe it's in my Instagram since I.
No. Okay. So I'll go here from a different thing. And so if I want to collect this, I have to enter my email. So let me put in one that I remember. I have so many emails for random things. Um, okay. Confirm.
It went into.
Then it goes this, so it sends me an email here for the code. So let's go to email. And this is how I sign in too, is just through this code. Oh, I'm already signed up for the email. That's why I didn't send it there. So primary. Okay, successfully subscribed. So you should have a my account then. Right when, like, after you collect this, it should say my account. And then it asks you to set it up. It looks like I already created one here. So let me actually see if I can sign into something that I don't have one off. We'll sign my husband up. He's now going to join Scent and he's going to wonder why in the world he did this. um,
Okay, I see. So I went back to where I collected it, and then I pressed that my account, and that's
okay.
where I.
And it automatically connected you, right?
Well, it says finish setting up your account, so I don't have one, so that's why.
Okay. So then you just finish setting it up right there. And yeah, just take a second to do that. And then if you have any other questions while I'm right here, that'd be good. Okay, so all right, confirming is 900. Cured by magic. All right, so now it's subscribed and you can actually collect. And click my account. And then you have to put a display name. So my dog's groaning. She's like, my mom talks about NFTs way too much. Okay, so this is your beta NFT gallery, and this is what this should look like as not a creator. So you just have your inbox, your collection, your purchases, and oh, because he hasn't actually purchased anything, so it just is in the collection. And then it'll have the creators that you follow here.
Cool. Yep, got all of that.
Okay, good, good. So it's that easy then, and then whenever you go back to scent.co, then you can just get connected. If I log out here, um, close this, oops, and then I'd go to sign in. Remembers that. I click sign in, and then it's just going to send it to the email again.
Cool.
So it automatically works with your email. You don't have to set up like a username and password. You do have that username, which is new. It told me to make that when I signed in for the first time today. So um, that is what it looks like just as a user. And let me find the right window again. Nope, wrong one. There we go. See, this is taking a long time to load. So don't make your files so big, I guess, is the last one loaded though, so I thought this one would. I was trying to make them larger so that if anybody wanted to print them from this, since some of the people collecting them may be, you know, part of the project, that that would be ideal.
Can you talk a little bit more about the project, or I don't know when
Yes,
it's a good
yes. What would you like to know? Where, because I did a live on Instagram the other night, and I would like to do some more about working on it, but so I don't know, some people may have seen some of that, some maybe haven't heard anything about the project. So where should I start?
um, you're going to manipulate the images the computer gives you from our
Yes.
artwork, and
Yeah.
then, choose the ones you like and turn those into NFTs.
Yeah. So there are, I used Playform, and we had 34 artists total. So we had 34 images that we used to train an artificial intelligence model on. And it gives us like 68 results or something. And then each of those results has like 100 different snapshots. So that's a heck of a lot of images, and I can mix them and manipulate them within Playform. I these were that we're minting today are just this is just how they came out, and I just went ahead and picked some that looked interesting that we could go ahead and do now as part of the demo. But there will be a gallery, and all of the final images will be in that gallery that you can get to through the website. Um, and as far as like manipulating them, a lot of what I do is just sort of there's like a grid where you can select anchor points, and then it explores the data between those anchor points that we've selected. And so we can shift it one way or another, like colors or shapes. And I'm really just kind of using all of my uh, artistic background and 20 years of making art to inform those decisions. So some people are like, how do you know what to do? That is where I am getting that part of it from. And I will be sharing more. I'll be going live again a couple more times this week, and then maybe before our virtual exhibition opening next Friday.
And what's the gallery platform?
I have not entirely decided yet. There's going to be a component on the website, and I'm looking at spatial because it's pretty easy to use, but the virtual gallery that I used last year allowed me to make both prints and NFTs available. I don't know if I can link the NFTs with spatial. I haven't tried that yet. I can definitely put the artwork up and we can walk around the gallery and look at it, but I would like to be able to link those pieces there too. So I have to figure out those logistics this week.
So who will own, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around
Yeah.
this, like the images that are in the show?
So everybody, I'm going to make them all free to collect. So everybody that was part of the project can own them. Other people can own them as well. If there is, I might do something just like a special thing for the people in the project. Um, but I'm open to exploring how we look at the data and the images moving forward too. Like this is a project that don't just want to be done, after our exhibition. I think it'd be interesting to continue, and if anybody wants to use the images, there's just too many options and too many images to just like send them to everybody. That's almost impossible because there's an infinite number of combinations we could do. Um, Without being able to let everybody in to work on the project. I'm not sure how to do that, and that's like the user interface doesn't support multiple people like getting in there. So um, I'd be looking at maybe like if people can come to the live sessions if they have questions or want me to do one thing or another, we could try it and see how that works. But everybody kind of will continue to own these. And then if they are sold on the secondary market at any point, I wasn't sure. I'm like, they could go for like 25 cents. And then do I have to split that 34 ways? So when I was thinking about that in regards to the project and the NFTs, if any money comes from them, I put it in the call for art that will just go directed back towards other projects like this to help fund, any the education and encouragement for women and non-binary people to take up space at the intersection of art and technology. So if we were to make it crazy rich, if we were to sell some NFTs that are worth a ton, I would love to give back to the people that participated in this as well. But I that has not been my experience with NFTs thus far. I think it's unreasonable to expect that that's going to be your experience with NFTs.
Maybe the next project.
Yes, the next one. Let's think that way.
Yeah.
I would love that if somebody in the project becomes famous as well. Super famous. Let's try this again with a smaller file. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Go here. These are the original size. So these are like 1024 by 1024 pixels. Which one was I doing? This one?
So these are the results from the combining of those 36 artists, you said?
34. Yeah, yeah. These are some of them. And I just selected these straight out because I thought it was interesting that we had this pattern that looked like this tree line up here. Like there was enough data within the combined results to make this line and these like tree line features show up a lot within the data. I'd say like a third of the images have that. Okay. So if you have a smaller file, that's pretty much how fast it should show up. Um, and then let's try to attach that larger file and see how that works. So if someone does collect it, they'll get this. I could also put in here just like I could make a document about the project in general, and then when people collect it, they could get that information.
Hmm.
We could do something that would have like the same information that's going to be on the website about the artists that contributed to the project, and um, we want to say what this is because it just looks the same. So I'll say larger file size. There we go. So now they'll get this message and get this whenever they download this. Let's say next with this. And you could set this at anything you wanted here, but 15, I think it starts out at 10, or yeah, 10 to 15 is you know, I think what some of the I think about 10% is about the lowest that people do. Um, we don't want to archive our previous releases now because we want all of the ones from this project to show up in this bio. Let's do this. Publish. All right, and then it says that it's got exclusive content. You've got to collect it to find out what that exclusive content is. All right, I want to go to continue to do those, but I wanted to show you about the website because this is a really cool thing for artists here. I have collectibles on my website and we can manage them, and it just pulls up. It's all connected already, and I think if you weren't here earlier when I said sent, they just helped me set this up. It was super easy. There's a whole team of them. So if you want to do something like this, you can get on their wait list or actually let me know and I will try to make contact for you there, because I can also recommend people. So if you're interested, let me know. The These are all NFTs on my website. And so if you go to my website, I'm going to go from the other browser. That's what these look like here. Okay, so when you go, and instead of, they have collect, and this Pinterest button is annoying, but you know, I don't, nobody's figured out how to get rid of it yet. So they did make the collect button bigger than the Pinterest button. And to collect that, then people could go to my website and just click collect. These are $5 each. So you could do something like that with the project. The other thing you can do is make things in your blog could be collectible, which could help your followers. You tell them there's something on your website that's collectible. You can send that out in your newsletter. Go, to collect this. It's on this page. You can also put that with, if you don't have an e-commerce site and you want to sell work, you could also use the collect button on your website as a way to sell your work, and then just have that, like I talked about, using the form or whatever to follow up with the person once they click collect and pay for it. So that is that, and this is what it looks like to be on the end where we're editing it. And this has this little right here shows me that I'm in this mode to make anything, and it'll say setup. So I could say right here where we have our representations project, or we could go here and we could go to our events, and down here at our NFTs with sent, I could say setup. So any image, or there's a lot of different content. If there was something you wanted to share on your website and currently it doesn't show up with that setup button, they do have support. You could talk to the team at Sent about it and see if there's something they can do. But pretty much most of the content I that is shareable is collectible. So we could just make this into a collectible this easy. So we'll say do event. Okay. 0 to 20. Don't have to have that. And then we can just put maximum 100. And then we'll enable it. And so you can make anything on your website collectible just like that. And now whenever we go to the website, if I exit, go to those events and collect it. Now it says collected, you and your collection. They also send you an email with instructions on how to access your NFT. So if someone comes to your website for the first time and wants to collect a piece of your work, which could actually be something that you promote. You know, you're like, I'm trying this NFT thing. I've got a free collectible on my website. Please go collect it. You can do that there. It's a good way to get emails and have, collect new emails for your email list in exchange for a collectible. And then that's how they get started. And if you just did that, you thought it wasn't too difficult, you don't have to come up with too much information. And most people have Facebook or something, so they should be able to do this. I've walked a few people through the first time they collected, and it was pretty easy. That had, I mean, if they had questions, I could answer them pretty easily. So I feel confident that as artists, you can encourage people to collect through Scent and be able to walk them through it if they need any extra help. Like I said, you can connect a wallet. So if you have MetaMask is one that works with Scent and is pretty easy to use and works with a lot of other things. So if you have not ever looked at this, you can install MetaMask in Chrome or have it on your phone. It works with these browsers, and then it also works, you can use it on Apple or Android. And you just have this little, what is it called? The little widget thingy here. I can't think of what it's called, but it's yeah, it's got the gives you access, and it'll say that it has access to the site. So then whenever you want to use something with your wallet, it will pop up, and if it shows on here. So that's what that looks like. And it shows my account, and then if I need to copy and paste that anywhere, and I have 0 Ethereum, but I do have, oh, it says I don't have any NFTs yet, which I maybe don't have this connected to the right wallet. I do have 2, so that could be the issue there. But you can move those from Scent to a wallet if you wanted to.
So MetaMask is a wallet?
MetaMask is a wallet, and if you want to get started with collecting other NFTs or doing other things where you need to have a different wallet connection, I think that is an easy one to use. For now, though, I don't think you need to. If you just like, you don't ever have to go any farther with NFTs than this if you want to use them as an artist and have collectibles available for your work and your events and to do provenance of your work. um, you can just use Scent. But it is important to know that those things can be moved in case like something in the future changes and you want to move them.
So Scent is kind of, I guess it's a platform that's similar to a wallet, but provides the wallet service and a lot more.
Yes, it is. This is your, I think it does call it your sent wallet somewhere, but it's easy. So, so you don't have to think of it like a wallet. You can think of it as, the place you come to do your NFTs, to collect them, to share your work, and it makes it as easy as like a blog post or a social media post.
So when you were talking about collecting email addresses,
Hmm.
um, you collect the address and so that sent can send emails about your NFTs, or can you direct it somewhere else?
You
Or, you know,
can. Right up here, you have this audience. I'm going to discard that post. And so your audience right here, it's going to show you at any time you can export this list and import new emails to it. So you own this list. This is your email list. It's sent is not keeping this and hiding it from you somewhere. A lot of things operate that way, to where you have an email list, but you can't just see it and use it. You just export this and you can use it with the rest, save these emails with the rest of your list. And people can unsubscribe. I've had a few unsubscribers. Um, I will say that when they went from, it used to be any amount of free NFTs when they first started, and now it's 5 per day. So people are a little bit pickier about what they're collecting, but I guess they did that because a lot of people were collecting a lot. So I guess it's better though if some people unsubscribe, because you really want your core followers anyway. You don't want people that are just kind of there collecting for the heck of it. Um, the emails have more value if it's at people that actually want your content. So I've got 467, and I can bring in my other emails from my newsletters here. And if anybody gets one and they don't want it, they just click unsubscribe and it'll take them off. And then if you're in sent, you do have your inbox where you can look at other people's. And so see, this one's $75, limited edition, one available. There's exclusive content. Doesn't tell us anything about what that content is. So that may be something you might want to put in, um, if you have one that you're putting exclusive content for. I guess you may want to type in here, get the NFT. And if you're selling a painting with it, you could put that exclusive content, gives you access to the form for shipping or something like that, so that people know when they're looking at it.
And that's that description box.
Yeah, yeah. We go to release NFT. Let's do it with this one. And we could put here, so you could put something like that in there. And then let's select one of these. So we do the original size. Then I don't know, I don't have that one there. I know I have them. Here we go. So this may take a second to upload this. I haven't done too much with larger size files. This is the first I'm really trying this out. The attaching other files and exclusive content are pretty new to the platform, but I'm very excited about the options that that allows us to have for ways that we could use these.
So other than a larger size file, what would be another example of exclusive content?
Yeah, if you wanted to do in here, you could say you could sell a painting this way. So you could have the NFT be this, thumbnail of the painting, and then you could have your actual artwork be the exclusive. So if you set the price for $600 and then have this in here, um, you could even say in this, like, about shipping or whatever, that that would be figured out afterward, or you could include that in the price of the sale, however you want to do it. But I have no idea where your purchaser would be coming from. So that is something to consider, um, with how you word whatever you're putting in here with that sale. So if it's something like a print versus something like a large original painting, that's going to be very different on how you handle that. But you could essentially put a form in here to where they just purchase the NFT, fill out their information, um, and then you have their email as well. So you have a contact for them to work out the rest of the arrangements or somewhere to mail that work to. So I think for artists, there are endless ways that you could do that. You could put like a snippet of a song if you were a musician and have that snippet be your NFT, and then the full song or um, an entire playlist of your songs could be the exclusive content. So if you think about how like Patreon and those things work, you all familiar with that? Where you sign up and you support somebody with their project, and then they give you either, something exclusive to go with that support. You could use this that way. So I know some artists, if they're planning to do a residency abroad, you might need to raise money to do that residency, and you might be selling prints to your collectors and asking them to support you in exchange for print. So this is one place where you could do that. Does that make sense? Are
So
you seeing like the different uses for it?
yeah, I mean, like when you would buy the NFT, you
Mm-hmm.
would be getting the information about the painting, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and a form if you wanted to continue on to buy the actual painting. So the exclusive content isn't necessarily something that you automatically get once you collect the NFT.
Oh, I would think that you would definitely only collect the NFT of the original painting if you want the original painting, because you're going to be setting that price. You know what I mean? You're going to be setting the price for this, and then when they collect it, they would be paying you. So it would just be the details to follow up about, about that. And then you could state that there would be an additional payment for shipping. Like that's completely reasonable. But you could also have it be something that is instantly delivered, or it could be something that you have to follow up with. But I know a lot of artists are thinking about that because making these NFTs can be a form of provenance for your work, and then the NFT goes with the work. So you can dictate that anytime the work is sold, the NFT, has to go with it, that they're a pair. We can set up these contracts however we need them to be, which is the cool thing about all of this because it puts artists in charge of things that we typically have had to deal with, gallery representation or I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying that this is like another thing that puts more power in the artist's hands. I'm going to go back into colors, make these match.
I guess it's like being in the driver's seat instead of the but you got to learn how to drive manual.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that once you do this a few times, like if you're interested, I mean, collecting them, that'll make you feel more comfortable with it. Um, Releasing your own work. Like I would say if you have 5 images that like are a good representation of your work, you could just make them collectible for free and see what happens, or you can grow your email list. I think I grew my email list the first week by like 300 people, and that was crazy. So I was like, wow, that was a lot. Like for, not doing like I've worked really hard to get people to sign up for an email list, and this was like, oh, they get a thing. So
And who were those people? Like, it was,
a lot of them were other artists on the Scent platform, or people that hadn't seen my work before, and some of them were people who I was like, hey, I'm doing this NFT thing. It's really easy to collect. All I need is your email. And so people were curious because people have been curious about NFTs. And it just seems like this big wall of like techie nonsense. When you get in here, it doesn't have to be that difficult.
yeah, it's a good entry point way
Yeah.
just with an email.
I
And I,
signed up when you put a call out.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm. And I made an account and collected one of your NFTs. So
Yay. Yeah. And it wasn't real scary, was it?
no.
Okay, good. See, I think a lot of this stuff can be very scary, especially like if you're not in the space. You don't have time to read about this stuff. You don't have the knowledge of how any of it works. The blockchain is explained more confusingly than it ever needs to be. It's based off of, math and proving that this thing exists. I don't know why it has to be more difficult than that. So, math, right? Um,
So,
and
Amy, did you find that invitation in a newsletter? Was that a newsletter you sent out, Jen?
um, it might have been Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, might have been or
Hmm.
Thrive, but
Yeah,
I don't know. It
yeah,
was a while ago.
it was. It was because I've been using this for at least a year now, maybe a little longer. I can't remember exactly when I started. Um, I might be able to tell. Let's see. All time. So there, it tells you how many NFT collects by 440 different collectors. I have made $19. I have not done very many for money. I just really want people to collect them. I'm really excited about the fact that you can get some information to people that they will collect the artwork that comes with your message and maybe read something and be like know that you exist and interact with you in some way. I also really just want the women and non-binary artists that I know to understand how this stuff works, because I don't know how many times I get a message from somebody on our Thrive Together network or my Instagram or something, and they're like, "Hey, I got this message. This person wants to buy my work as NFTs," and I'm like, "It's spam. It's a scam. They're trying to get information from you. If you have a wallet, they want your wallet information. They just are trying to get your money somehow. And I don't know why these scammers think artists like they're like a gold mine. I don't know, but we're we're really trying over here, and I don't want people to be taken advantage of in that way. I want everybody to understand enough and understand, well, like, okay, well, if it's this easy to do to make my work available as an NFT, then this person doesn't need to engage me on the level where they're going to tell me how to do it so that they can collect it, because that's not realistic. Um, and it's unfortunate that that complicated. But I was surprised. Like I would make something available 100 different NFTs and it'd be gone. It'd be all collected within a day.
Wow.
And I am
Amazing.
like, yeah, I'm kind of like I don't know where. And this has all of the ones from my profile and my website. So I put these up and then didn't really tell anybody that they were there. And couple people collected them, but I was more or less just practicing with how this whole thing works with the new website tool. So does that seem like anything that you might be interested in?
I mean, probably I've been too precious about like those first five. And this helps me like see that it can be just a platform where you play and
Mm.
you can put up many. Maybe like you said, the first few you want to be careful about, or just like do do consciously, and then from there it can be more of a platform.
Yeah, yeah. I think that having them on your website is, if you do one with, like, if you put an image in every blog post, if you blog, and you were like, you send out a newsletter and you're like, hey, there's a collectible in the blog post, you might get more people going and reading your blog post to get that collectible just because they like you, and they like what you do. Um, and I find oftentimes people want to support you in small ways, but they don't know how. And so that's actually one of the reasons why Scent is called Scent and why they wanted to do that at like a low price for people was sort of like, if you're familiar with TikTok and the currency of the little gifts that people give. Has anybody seen that happen?
No, on my side.
Okay. If you do a live stream, if you were a streamer on something like Twitch or TikTok or somewhere else where you do live streaming all the time, your followers can give you tiny little gifts. And those gifts end up being just like a cute little emoji sticker thing or a little animated sticker. And it'll drop into the feed, and then people will often thank the person live, be like, oh, thank you so much for the gift. TikTok actually has battles where they'll be like, oh, you need to get 5 of these in the next 5 minutes, where you're battling with another streamer. Um, and it's really interesting to watch. So if you've never seen that happen, I recommend just watching it to like be like, oh, this is a thing people do. But that gifting is like a way for people to support you. And TikTok actually, I don't even know that it comes out to like cents. It's like small increments that add up to pennies, that add up to dollars that then you get paid for. Um, but each platform sort of has its own thing. Um, and so this could be used that way. It could be used as a way for people to support you in small increments that just like your work, that maybe don't have even, they don't want to spend $30 to $50 on a print, but they would like to support you whenever this comes to their email. They could just collect it for $5. And um, but then you can also have a range. I see some people who make things like a range. They have one NFT that is free, and then they have one that is like an exclusive NFT. Like I did these, they're editions of one, because this whole entire body of work is really large. So I just wanted to do editions of one. So now someone has collected this one, and nobody else can collect it. They own the only one of that. And
Mhm.
for me, that just means I'm not going to use this anywhere else. I'm saying this is the only place this thing exists, so I won't use it elsewhere. Trying to scroll down here to some of my other ones. Um, so this is another one where I did the call for art for the representations project, and I put links in here and a hashtag, and so those are clickable things. You can put as many links in there as you want. We have the link for the form, and then people read this, like it went out to all of the people, but then also 87 people collected this post. I thought that was interesting that you could use it like a newsletter.
Um, so they're reading it, but then deciding to collect it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's not the views. It's not like how many people come and view it. They actually press on collect.
Yeah, yeah. So, I don't know how many people read that post, but But if they collected it, then it it shows that here, which gives you some good feedback too. Like if you send out an email and you're like, okay, see these ones were all collected fairly quickly, and if you send it out and you're like, oh, okay, like this one I ended when I did this one, I accidentally ended this one, so there were 20 that were available that weren't collected. And then once you end it, they're not collectible anymore. So that was when I was first trying this out. But I thought it was interesting when I was doing this residency, I was able to share like a residency update and then a work of art.
Mm.
So I hope that now that you see this and you see how easy it can be to make NFTs of the work, to include exclusive content, to have them on your own website, for the people that already like your work, that maybe you could use this to help you in some way, um, find creative ways to use it to celebrate things that you're doing. If you're doing a residency, if you're doing a talk somewhere, you can make a piece of your work as a collectible. So if you're doing a talk somewhere where not everybody knows you, you can speak to them and then say, go here and collect this piece of my art. So if they're just discovering you, then you get their email, and they haven't had to like walk up and sign, write their email down, you know. So I think that's there's just lots of cool ways that you can think of to do this, to celebrate things that you're doing, make collectibles, just to make it more fun for the people who are supporting you as well.
I like the idea that maybe each one has like like a kind of like a little story to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a story in the image, but then also in that description or that exclusive content can be like a little anecdote or, just like something that's, I don't know, a little extra.
Yeah, I mean, you can accompany. I know some writers and poets that have done this. I followed this one project from someone who was writing this like adventure book, and you got to be part of it.
Mm.
And it started as like these collectibles with little bits of the story. And so it would be like a few lines of the first chapter and a collectible. And so then you're like hooked. You're you're telling this story and you're getting people in there, and then at some point it was like um here's the link to go into our world, which was their website where they had more story, and there were certain points where you could select if you wanted to go like make choices about what you wanted to do. But they had gotten, all of the interest built through NFT collection. And I thought that was really cool. So how could you tell your story as an artist and have it be engaging in a way, that you're getting collectors? And you could start with some free NFTs and then do some at $5, and work your way up if you're new and you don't have the demand for from your followers. But if you do have a lot of followers already, they may be just ready for this. They may be ready to just be like, yes, I will collect your NFTs.
Good. It's a good introduction to them too. Like if they aren't familiar with NFTs, like just making everything simple, an email, a little,
Yeah.
way to support, like you were saying, in an accessible way.
Yeah, accessibility. I've realized the past couple years that that's huge, for me, about art and about technology. Um, I don't find it scary, but I started to realize that a lot of people just felt really intimidated, by the things I was doing. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited about this. I don't know. um, and I think too, like whenever the NFTs were happening, and my husband was like, "Oh my gosh, you need to do these. Everybody's making money doing this." And I was just like, "It doesn't make sense. Like, how do I make it make sense for me to do this?" And it took me a while. It took me, it took me probably like a year of him being like, "You need to do this." So I was like, "I can't just. It has to make sense." just do it. And I think a lot of artists feel that way. And I even got into some communities that were like supposed to be like women oriented into NFTs, and I felt like I wasn't in at the very beginning. And so it really still just felt inaccessible to me. Like I felt like they were a club and I wasn't part of it, even though I was part of the community. I didn't own the original NFT, and I'm like, I don't know how you do this. And now it's like thousands of dollars to get into that part. And I mean, you can do exclusivity with things, but I also think that a lot of it is just, about accessibility, and sharing your work and sharing the joy of what you do and the joy of like other people being able to collect what you're doing. Hey there, thanks so much for listening to me ramble about NFTs with Scent. I hope that this helped you feel inspired and empowered to use NFTs in your own practice. If you want to get started with the collect button or to make a Scent creator page, just send me a message at hello@jenpalmer.art. Thanks so much for watching and supporting the Representations Project.